Hey guys, welcome to today's video on the new way to run Facebook ads in 2025. Now, I've been making some just recent videos that are just on Facebook, and if I'm honest, just since then I've been trying these new ways. I think I've been a bit behind, but now we've got these new strategy that seems to be working quite well across my ad accounts. That really what it boils down to is using AI a lot more, and there's a few other things, of course, as well. But the big one is I've actually been testing now running campaigns from the beginning, running Advantage Plus campaigns. So I've been duplicating existing campaigns that are running as a manual campaign. Usually what I then change it to is an ABO Advantage Plus over time. But running it as a Advantage Plus from the beginning, whether it's a duplicate with the recommended settings or it is a new campaign with recommended settings, it streamlines a lot of it. They've taken out a lot of the fluff because most of the people that use Facebook ads specifically for these strategies are generally running it as sales campaigns for e-commerce related businesses. There is a number of other changes we'll go through. There's further audience segmentation that you can sort of do. And I'm also running Advantage Plus catalog ads, right? If you're an e-commerce brand, especially, Advantage Plus catalog ads work quite well. But let's go further into it as we sort of talk about this for a bit as well. So I've made just this test campaign. Now to create it, you just go create, you choose sales, you go continue. It'll then default to doing this. You can read all about it. Don't show this again. This is a test ad account. So let's just go through it fresh. You give it a name. The template's always been there. The auction type, you just leave it as auction. You always want to leave it as sales. Now, this is where you can run catalog to automatically advertise relevant products or services to people based on their unique interests. Again, that works best for e-commerce. I generally do that as a separate campaign. That's just my preference. When I run two different campaigns, when I run campaigns like catalog ones, I run as a separate one. When I run just, let's say, UGC ads, I will run it via Facebook ads as a separate campaign. Same as like remarketing. That's just personal preference. You can combine them all, but I guess I'm just a bit old school there. I've been running ads for years, so I prefer a bit more segmentation. Again, by default now, even for a new ad account, I'm going to be always running campaign budget. Ad set budget does well, again, on $10 or something a day, 3 ad sets, $30. But I've been finding, just more or less now due to the introduction of AI and their research, it really is just campaign budget. So if you're spending $30, put it at the campaign budget level, works very well there. One of the other changes, though, that has come into it, now this ad account doesn't have it, is you got ROAS goal. The minimum ROAS campaign bid strategy is only available, right? So that once your pixel is seasoned, you want to start testing that with the winning ad sets or winning campaign where you test for ROAS goal. So whatever your ROAS goal is, let's say it's 3, you can optimize for that. In the beginning, you'll want to start as highest volume. I used to try cost per purchase. It doesn't work that well. It works better on Google, if I'm honest. But for Facebook, just highest volume in the beginning. Once it's seasoned, you won't get a notification that you're eligible. You just have to check. I don't know what that is when it specifically is. It's very different per ad account. So honestly, if you're spending over a couple of months, just check every couple of weeks. It really is just random. I don't know. Now here you got audience segment reporting. Define your ad account's audience segments in advertiser settings to receive reporting breakdowns between your new audience, right? So, engaged and new existing audiences. So you can go here and you could put a purchase audience as well as an audience that hasn't purchased, let's say view content, and you can have it in there as well. So pre-audience segment reporting is a feature. I haven't used that deeply, but it is there as well. One of the other things as well that I wanted to sort of talk about, you can put campaign spending limit. That's always sort of been there. I just want to go through the advanced settings. Now, if we go to the ad set, you do have, I don't know why it defaulted to that. You can go website and app. So if you're running certain apps, you can set up that. So let's say like the shop app is one, but most of the time it's just website, right? Most of the time it's website. You always want to go maximum number of conversions. As I've sort of said, you want more conversions than less. You always want to choose your pixel and make sure it's conversion API optimized. when you're running, let's say, Shopify and integrate it, it'll just automatically do the conversion API work. So you'll really find that isn't really ever going to be a problem in 99% of instances. It's when you're running third party that, you might encounter that. Okay, so you want your conversion event to be purchase. So always purchase. Years ago, you used to do view content. You used to add to cart. You just go for purchase. I've always said, and I should set this up better as well. So, like 19%. So I would go through that. I just, obviously being a test one, if you're running your e-commerce one, you won't need to worry about it. Okay. I don't go cost per result. As I sort of said before, you can create rule sets so you can optimize. So basically you can use third-party tools for this as well to automatically optimize it using various AI. I've seen a number of that, but you can also do it here. And that's why I don't really use any of these, because you can just do it all here. It's all very much the same. It's just a matter of convenience. Attribution. Now, I have found incremental attribution more sophisticated. I haven't found much success. Like, if I'm to be honest, I've tested between the two. I've found negligible. I haven't found quantifiable results. Let me put it that way. So for me, I just go standard attribution. I've always just gone 7 days, 1 day. That's just, I haven't changed that. I think there's been some changes there, but I haven't really changed that. As I said, like, because I run my own brands, I don't go to every little detail. I focus a lot on the creative, and I do a lot of Google ads. But for Facebook ads, that's sort of how I do it. Anyway, one thing that's cool is you can add budget scheduling. So you can add budget scheduling. So if you have a look here, right, to view or edit your budget, to go to the campaign budget scheduling, I don't really touch that. Again, most of the time people are having a look at your ad account. So while it's there, and it's very good for agencies running a lot of ad accounts, you should be checking regularly. It really doesn't take that long. You can limit who can see your ads. So you got your controls. I don't know why I can't edit this. So normally the strict business limits, you'll reach a more specific audience. So, you can control this better. I don't know why I can't edit this. But anyway, you got your countries. Obviously, you can add specific countries. Nothing has really changed there. It has regulations for here in Australia. So I'm just going to change it for the sake of this tutorial. There we go. Just remove that so I don't have to worry about that. Suggest an audience. Okay, so you can add a suggested audience. You can include audience inclusion. So, you can create a new audience. You can use an existing audience. I don't know when this is from. This is from ages ago or something. With the ages, again, that's all much the same. You can further limit. So only switch this up if you want to limit your ads to a specific age range, gender. Okay, potential outcome up to 7% lower. Okay, so you can stay on the current setup or switch. I'll be honest, I've just stayed on the current setup. Right. So I haven't found that. One of the key things that I've found here, though, that everyone should be jumping on is with placements, the new placement being threads. Now, never change devices or platforms. You might want to change it down the line as you optimize further. But I find with threads, literally, it's only been released in the last 2 weeks. Every new placement does really well for like 6-12 months. So make sure you add in the new placement. I've found that works really well because your CPMs will be very, very low. Your cost per click will be very, very low, cheap, and your CTR will be very good, right? I find Audience Network and Messenger have never really worked that well. I leave them on, especially remarketing can do better, but for cold, it doesn't. Whereas Facebook and I find, especially e-commerce, especially fashion brands and cosmetics, Instagram just really pulls it out. Facebook does really well for older demographics because Instagram is more a younger demographic, and Threads is generally sort of a younger demographic overall. So that's why, like, for a lot of new, fashion, all of those brands will do really, really well. All of those are much the same. As you can see here, you can add a Threads profile. I haven't linked it, just for the sake of this. Partnership ads is something I haven't really run, but partnership ads I'm starting to see is something in 2025 a lot of brands are doing, whether it's software brands or e-commerce brands, partnerships, especially with influencers, because UGC influencer marketing, UGC is much the same. So partnership ads is something that you should be looking into, especially if you're running influencer campaigns, which I know a lot of e-commerce brands are, and you definitely should be. So partnership ads do extremely well. It really helps build that authority. Run ads with creators, brands. These ads leverage signals from both accounts. Okay, so you're leveraging the influencer's profile for your benefit, right? So that's why, as I said, I haven't specifically run those yet. It's something that I'll be running more as well, but that's something that I plan on testing a lot more, that I've heard from a number of people in my circle that has been working really, really well. The problem that you'll have with some content creators, they'll want extra money and stuff for it, so you just have to negotiate, right? But the whole theory of it is that it works extremely well because you're using their brand audience, which aligns with yours naturally, but also their personal brand authority, right? And so that's really, really important stuff. You can add branding now, which I really like this. So as you build this out, you can add your logo, you can add your font, your text style, your visual style, and your colors, right? So this just applies branding across your ads. So this is something that I do that I think is really important, especially if you're running a lot of campaigns. You definitely want to be running this. This is not really like going to make the world's biggest difference. It'll save you some time on the back end, especially if you're an agency or something, and you're running multiple ad accounts. If you can set this up, it might save you a little bit of time in setup, right? So you sort of think about that. I run like 5 ad accounts in total between all my brands. So for me, it just saves a little bit of time and ensures consistency, because branding is, as we've all known for many years, I've always said branding is the key, regardless of if you're in software, regardless if you're in e-commerce, regardless of whatever business model you have. Branding is something that no one can ever take from you. So make sure you take branding very, very seriously. I don't think I need to explain much when it comes to this, because it's all very straightforward. Just add your logo, choose your preferred font. If you make like a brand guide kit, you can use Canva, I use Figma, whatever tool you end up wanting to use. You can even use just a Google Doc, whatever, just as something so to keep your brand consistency. Again, you can see here, you got advantage catalog ads. So if you've got a catalog, you can run it straight from here. Again, I run that in a separate campaign. It's just a matter of just clicking it. It'll choose your catalog. Flexible ads has been around for some time. I find those work quite well because, again, you're really trying to embrace flexible and AI machine learning, right? Nowadays, it's just becoming easier and faster because, obviously, as you can see now, to set this up has taken me half the time because Facebook have cut a lot of the fat and they're really trying to, like any platform, do the legwork for you. So you basically just give them money, right? These are all much the same. Nothing changed their URL. They have added more of these where the browser add-ons, where you can start to have it where you have like a button on the website. When they click it, they can see like a messenger that'll go straight to your messenger. I don't really use that because I use third-party live chat tools for my preference. It's just mine. So I don't specifically use that. I want them to get to my website and I can start trying to push them down my funnel, right? So that's sort of generally what I do. I have run instant experience, right? I have find instant experience work quite well. A lot of people don't use it, right? Events is obviously for events, but instant experience work quite well for e-commerce. I know most people generally just run AI UGC, but for a lot of brands, actually instant experience does quite well. So I've found that works quite well. I still find that it's UGC, it's probably like 80%, and then I'll do some testing of instant experience. I am running carousel also for cold as well, but that only works for specific niches mostly in fashion, right? Works quite best, I find. Just seems to be. So you can choose your creative, and then you've got your AI. So let's just say whatever. See how your branding shows up. Why can't I? Yeah, you can see your catalog. Why isn't it? Media. That's what I was after. So let's just choose that one. Yeah. So you can have variations too. So sometimes that takes a bit. I don't know why it's not loading. And again, you can change your typography. You can generate new images, so on and so forth as well. Again, add your logo, skip and continue. Okay. Now, one of the advantages of Creative Advantage Plus is the creative, right? So you can enhance the CTA, you can translate the text, right? Which is really, really good for, especially for people like dropshipping and as well as people scaling to international markets, to really try and help grow and scale. That is really, you can literally just turn that on and it'll just automatically do it, right? Naturally, as well, I would strongly recommend as well, if you're translating ads, have an app that will translate your website. There's a number of translation apps out there. I've used Transtore, for example. Has worked quite well. So it just translates your store and it helps with that. 3D animation does work well. I don't find that well. I find this one, the enhance the CTA, will pair your phrases with your CTA and overlays of stories to share information. This one is the one that I find that I like the most. Okay, these two are really good. And image animation. The reason is because Facebook isn't very good with this stuff. You use third-party tools for like AI UGC and AI images. But translate text and enhance CTA are definitely things that you should be doing, okay? And you can sort of turn them on and automatically it will do it. You can check and optimize. Primary text is the same. It'll add options to make more headlines as well as primary text. And optimize it per person. Definitely do that, right? You want to optimize it per person. Dynamic, automated, AI generated, right? You want to run A/B tests to see the results. If you do, I don't recommend that in the beginning. You just don't. And you can see image generation, AI, and you can change the images, review it, add your own, etc. The event details, ignore that. You don't really need that. You got app events, but again, you just want to use most of the time. Website events does well. URL parameters if you're running like UTM tracking, Google Analytics. And the other thing is you have your score. So, you can increase your conversion by using both videos and image in one ad set. It just gives some general recommendations. You don't need to worry about that. And again, the review is much the same. So you can have a look and you can publish. Okay. Facebook also, just on the back end, they have added a lot more functionalities here. You got your WhatsApp manager, ratings and reviews. Most people don't really use these, right? So, you don't need to worry about it. I recommend having a look here. People do ask me about these things. The main things that I always like to add that I look at, as you can see with the shortcuts, it really is most of those. Your ads manager, your business support home, your audiences, business settings, billing and payments, and then your events manager. If you're running an e-commerce brand, that's mostly all you need. If you want like a creative hub campaign, all of that, you mostly use third-party tools. Facebook doesn't do those that well, if I'm to be honest with you. Obviously, you got apps if you're running apps and stuff as well, but I just wanted to sort of add that in there. Now, the Advantage Plus works well for any type of campaign. The structure is nearly the exact same, whether it's e-commerce or whether it is lead generation. There are some differences, but fundamentally, that's one of the key things. I'm also seeing now that you can start duplicating in more the Advantage Plus and do more split testing is one of the things as well. Again, you have to give it 35 days. But that's pretty much it in terms of a lot of these settings. That's really, as you can sort of see, the core part of it is Advantage Plus from the beginning to end. Threads, you got your creative audiences, and you use your AI to enhance your images in terms of translation as well as editing. Other than that, you sort of just sit back and let it go. You can integrate your custom audiences using other third-party tools as well. Let's say one of the things that I recommend doing is your email service provider, let's say Active Campaign, pull your emails in, turn it into a custom audience, lookalikes. Fundamentally, a lot of that is all otherwise the same. But as I said, basically what I've been doing is transitioning from CBO to Advantage Plus across the board. I know it's just fundamentally the same thing, but using a lot more AI machine learning. I don't use a huge amount of rules because I still believe in just sort of checking things more myself. There really isn't much other change. Like the breakdowns is much the same. And that's mostly it. Those are the changes. So really, whether you're a seasoned ad account or a new ad account, you really want to focus on that. As I do further testing of Advantage Plus, because I've been doing some more testing, I'll be making follow-up videos on this, on my findings between existing sort of CBO and the Advantage Plus, where it sort of does those further recommendations as well. I haven't seen it yet, but I've seen ad accounts as well, where you can control your age and gender demographics at a deeper level. I haven't been able to do that yet, so I can't actually present that, but I'll be making future videos on that for what to do in 2025. Now, as well as that, if you like today's video, be sure to give a like. If you have any questions, please comment it down below. I'll respond to everyone individually to make sure that any of your questions are answered, because as I said, I've been doing this a long time and I sort of know the trends. I keep up with the trends because it's always changing year on year. What I will say is that AI is going to become bigger and bigger, and that Facebook, I think their big thing will be more AI generation, integrating with other third-party tools to make AI generated videos, AI generated images better and better and better. So that way you don't even need to use third-party tools. Obviously you'll always use it, but that's where I think now that the campaign and ad set is extremely well optimized. I still say when you use cold audiences, you'd probably want to use 2 to 20 million max. But I think it's now really the creative side. Once Facebook are able to overcome the creative side, really with the AI, generative content, and integrating those tools. I know you can use third-party tools, but if they will naturally want to bring it in themselves, it's going to be super easy for an advertiser. Basically, I want to run an AI sales campaign for my e-commerce business and, pull in my brand kit. It will be one of the things that I think that'll be happening, where I've seen it on a number of sites where you put in your website URL, it pulls in your logo, pulls in your business information, you edit it, make sure it looks all good, and then it'll make creatives and it'll do it more for you. That's what the next probably 6-12 months is, and that's what I'm looking forward to, because it'll save time on creatives. If I can make it so I can run an autonomous account that basically manages itself, I'll happily give Facebook money. Anyway, but other than that, as I said, comment down below if you have any questions. I will be prioritizing anyone that subscribes as well. Please be sure to subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be releasing 2 to 3 videos a week around Facebook ads, Google ads, Shopify, all of that. I'm really getting back into this. I miss this very much. But other than that, thank you very much for your time. Have a lovely day. Take care and goodbye.